So if you came by to my video, you're probably struggling building a greenhouse. And I'll show you how to build a greenhouse like mine. This is a stacked greenhouse. I have 2 floors. And this is my survival world. I have about 400 hours on it. And my base is fully modular, so it's aligned with the chunks. And this is my greenhouse. I have some rice here down with garlic, soybeans, and I have some barley on the second floor. And here you can see I have my irrigation tank and my pump right underneath. Let's go for the tutorial. So in order for a greenhouse to work, you need irrigation, and for irrigation you need a pumping station and an irrigation tank. So notice the pumping station have a bigger hole and 3 small holes. On that bigger hole you need mechanical power. So that's the setup. I have a pumping station, the irrigation tank connected to the pipes, and a source water block underneath. And here I have mechanical power from a windmill. So how do I make a windmill? First of all, you need a axle. I choose the pine axle. And you need the windmill blades. So you can just connect simple 1, or you can connect up to 5. Only 1 give you 31 rotational power, and if you have 5 you have 79, like this. Or you can use a water wheel. So in order for the water wheel to work, you need flowing water, not just water. So this is a river I have underneath my base, and this is using 100% of the flowing water, so it's spinning at 79 reds per second. Here it's not using 100%. You can see they're flowing on diagonal. So it's rotating at 73 reds per second. And here you can see a more aggressive curve. So it's rotating at 53. And against the water flow it does not rotate. So you can place them 2 blocks above water. You leave one and you place it. So how do you connect axles? You need a gearbox. So when you place the gearbox, it has no holes. And you have to make those holes using a hammer. Notice it only goes in 2 directions. Here you can see on the horizontal and vertical, so I cannot place a hole here. Those are the 3 setups you can make with the gearbox. And also notice you can encase axles. So you can just grab an encased axle and place it above a axle. And they only have 5 range. So you place a gearbox to refresh the range. You can place 5 axles and another gearbox. But it's kind of funny how you place those gearboxes, because you can't make the holes here. So how do you make it? Oh, you can take the axles out and then you make the hole, or you just put original axles and encase them, or you can grab a building gadget. Notice they keep the holes, so that's an easy way. And that's my greenhouse setup. So now that I covered the axles, let's take a look at the sprinklers. So in order for a greenhouse to work, you need planters and sprinklers on the irrigation system. So the sprinklers have to be placed directly into your irrigation system. I mean the copper pipes. And previously on other versions, you could place them under barrels, but this does not work anymore. you can't even place them there. So I made this using a copper pipe. And their range is 6 blocks far and 2 to each side. This is sprinkling the hanging planters above. You can see it only sprinkles 6 distance. This does not count the sprinkler block. And the one sprinkling from above, it's sprinkling 6 distance too. And it can sprinkle over blocks. So if you place a sprinkler and it's not showing sprinkler or in a valid greenhouse, it's because they only work inside the greenhouse and connected to an irrigation system. So if you just place it yours and it's not working, click the climate station. Sometimes it takes a while, but it will update. Notice sometimes you build a greenhouse that just looks perfect, but it's not working. And sometimes you just try different material. Well, on this greenhouse, I'm using slabs on the roof, but I'm using slabs over themselves. I'm covering a full block of slabs. Notice the roof has to be made of a roof block or trapdoor. Trapdoor also works on the walls. So this greenhouse is working perfectly. You can click the climate station and check it. And this one here is completely covered and it's just not working. So why does that happen? So in order to understand that, you need to understand that a Minecraft block using a slab has 2 sides. The side that's covered and the side that have air. So that side that have air, it has to be closed. If you look inside this greenhouse, it has a block of air. It's not fully closed. So that slab has to be facing the inside or closed. As I did on this other greenhouse. They have the same shape, but I fixed the problem. This block is composed by 2 slabs. It's a greenhouse rooftop and it's working. You can check. There's no gaps. No air is facing the inside. The air can face the outside. It's fine, like this door. And this is pretty much the same greenhouse. I just increased the height a little bit to put the copper pipes. And it's working. Notice I put the copper pipes using a greenhouse port. And underneath, I just put the pipes. If I have a gap, the greenhouse will not work. It has to be closed with something. Literally anything. And to have the climate station there, you need another greenhouse block and click the climate station. It doesn't have to be connected to the wall. You can even place the climate station flying. So if you look closer to this greenhouse, you can see the irrigation system is not working, even it is connected, but it's not sprinkling. So why does that happen? Well, the greenhouse irrigation system has a maximum distance. This one stops by here and does not irrigate the greenhouse. The ideal would be to stack another greenhouse on top of that one using glass on the floor so you can plant stuff underneath and sharing the same irrigation system. But as this one is here, it's crossing an entire chunk and it's too far, so it's not working on this one, but it's working on the big one. You can see there's water there. For a greenhouse to work is not only the irrigation system, you also have to worry about the part. And the first one is the climate station. Besides the climate station, you need walls and a roof. As walls, you can use a greenhouse wall, a door, and a trapdoor. They also work as walls. And for the roof, you need a roof slab or double slab. Or trapdoors. They also count as roof. So this is the smallest greenhouse you see. It's composed by 1 block. Only the inside counts. But there's nothing planted there because there's no space. This one has 2 blocks. Notice that one is not growing because it's not irrigated, so you need to irrigate it manually because there's no space for irrigation system on that one. Now it's properly growing. And even if you connect them using the same wall, they count as different greenhouses. Like this one has 2 blocks and this one also has 2 blocks. This is one example of what you can build as a greenhouse. This is filled with growing stuff and this is not. So that greenhouse has the proper space. You can see the sprinklers have 2 spaces on each side. The irrigation system goes under the floor too. And I have bees, because how do they work? They change the ground composition, and that's very important to grow crops. So I'll move to this working greenhouse and I can show you the soil. That one has phosphorus and potassium. This is the bees' work, and my rice here have nitrogen. And notice I have the bees underneath my sprinkler because sprinklers pass through blocks. Also, you don't need that many hanging planters. Those are just for demonstration, but it's not realistic having that many. And this is pretty much a working greenhouse. Well, if you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and see you next time.